Welcome you all. I come with another question, and it is a somewhat challenging question. It belongs to the beam and support. Determine the reaction at support P, Q, T, and V for the beam subjected to loading as shown in figure. So this is the exact picture given for us. Here we have two beams. VU there is a beam and P2T there is a beam. So two beams are there. Okay. So in the first beam we have hinged support and there is a roller which is connecting both the beams, and at the end P we have the roller support, and at the T we have the hinge support or pin support again. Okay. So let me just try to say what are the things we need to find the reaction at the support P, Q, T, and V. Okay, these are the things we need to find: V, P, then Q, then T, and V and U. Okay, right. Solution. So first draw the free body diagram. Okay, free body diagram first. So free body diagram, I just going to take the each beam separately. First beam first and second beam and the next. Okay. So first beam 1. So for that I going to just draw a line. So one end is V and between which is end U. Okay, and here is the roller. Okay, fine. So in this end hinged support in the sense we know we have two forces, right? So one is vertical force at V and then horizontal force will be there, horizontal force at V, right? Fine. Moving to the next one, next point U. So it's an inclined force. Inclined force in the sense we will have two components. One is the horizontal and vertical. Since it is moving in such manner, we can predict horizontally it is moving right side. Horizontally it is moving right side, and vertically downwards. Or prediction something like this. We can assign these forces 30, it's a vertical one, so sine 30 degree, and here 30 cos 30 degree. Okay, and then see next one at the end. Here Q end, this is the Q end, actually this is the Q end, and the Q end we have a roller. Am I right? We have the roller. So that roller uh, will give the reaction force in order to keep the beam in the right position. So because of this roller, this beam experience a reaction force. Okay, so that reaction force will be going upward because of the roller towards beam, so it will be upward. Reaction always goes outward from the point, right? So upward there will be a reaction force, so I'm going to take that as V, vertical force at Q. Okay, so this is the beam 1. What about the second beam? Second beam 2. So here for that I just going to draw the line. So this end is P, and then we have Q end, then here R end is there, yes, and T. This is how it is. So here we have at the P end we have the roller support, so it allows horizontal motion. Only the vertical there will be a reaction, so vertical at P. And Q, there is a roller. That roller experience the reaction force, and which will be acting downwards. Actually from this point it will be acting downwards towards this beam. Okay, so here the downwards, and which can be mentioned as VQ, vertical force at Q. Actually here we have VQ which is in upward, here in downwards. It's a equal in magnitude but opposite in direction. Okay, both are equal in magnitude and opposite in direction, that's all. And at the R2T there is a what the UDL. So we shall come at the what the last, we shall come at the last. So here, yes, we have the 25 kilonewton force, so I just adding it, right? Okay. And then at the end, hinge support at the T. So hinge support in the sense it experience vertical and horizontal force. So vertical reaction will be there, Vt, and horizontal in the positive direction I gonna take Ht, right? So UDL is there. Here we have UDL. So in order to make it into make the UDL into point load, UDL, uniformly distributed load. So point load conversion that can be done by intensity of load into its length. So here the intensity of load is 10 kilonewton into its length into length, R2T, its span of length. So 2. So we get 20, okay, 20 kilonewton, right? Kilonewton. Here actually this unit is kilonewton per meter, okay, it will be with kilonewton per meter. So here we will get 20 kilonewton. And then acting point, where it actually located between R and T, where it actually located, acting point. So that can be calculated by the formula 1 by 2 into its length. It will be acting at the mid of its span. So R to T it is happening right at the mid. So R to T the distance is 2. So 1 by 2 of its length, in the sense 1 by 2 into 2 we get 1 meter. So from this R 1 meter ahead the point load will be located. So exactly if you locate it, it will be at the place of yes, okay. So we shall add 25 plus this 20. So here we will get totality 45 kilonewton, right? Just we can take round up the value and we can take in a single force 45 kilonewton. So we can also give the distance for all the forces. P to Q it is 1 meter, P to Q it is a 1 meter, and Q to R it's 1 meter, 1 meter, and here is 2T which is a 1 meter, and here B to U which is 2 meter, and U to Q which is 2 meters, 2 meters. Okay, fine. So first what we can do is we can start with beam 1. So I'm going to take beam 1. So when you are considering beam 1, so there I'm going to apply at equilibrium condition. So what is the equilibrium condition? Sum of vertical force is equal to 0, sum of horizontal force is equal to 0, and moment is equal to 0. That's all. So here first apply the sum of horizontal force is equal to 0. If you apply it, add all the summation of sum of horizontal forces. Here in the beam 1 we have HV, and again one more force is there, 30 cos 30 degree. So the force which is directed towards the right side is a positive, towards left is a negative one. So here HV which is directed positive side, so 0 is equal to plus HV, and this force also just directed positive side, so it is 30 cos 30 degree. Okay, so when you simplify this 30 cos 30 degree, you will get 25.98 kilonewton. Okay, so that it can be again simplified into HV is equal to 25.98 minus 25.98 kilonewton. Okay, so this is the answer for HV. And then move to the next step. Sum of vertical force is equal to 0. Add all the vertical force acting in the beam 1. So here vertical force BV is there, that is sine 30 degree is there, and VQ is there. The force which is acting upward is a positive, force which is acting downward it's a negative. So this VV 0 is equal to, VV is just acting upward, so positive sign B plus 30 sine 30 degree. That force actually it's a downward force, so it carries a minus sign, okay, not a plus, it's a minus sign. And then VQ which is directed upward, so it's a positive sign VQ. Okay, so I can simplify this as VV plus VQ minus 15, 30 sine 30 degree will be minus 15. Okay, so that the next step it will be just like equation order. If you note it, take to the next side this 15, so that it will be positive sign, and this will become equation number 1. Next, take moment about any point. I just going to consider here V, about the first point V. Okay, about V. So if I take moment about V at the equilibrium, it's equal to 0. So 0 which is equal to, and we know on that particular point what are the forces are acting, which is equal to 0. And if any force is with the same line of action, that also 0. So this 30 cos 30 degree as well 0, because each of this force doesn't have any perpendicular distance, only 30 sine 30 degree and BQ will be participating in the moment. So 30 sine 30 degree into its perpendicular distance. Its perpendicular distance about V is 2 meter. And how it rotates, since it is a downward force, just it rotates in clockwise, so it is positive. And here VQ and its perpendicular distance is from this point to V, so 2 plus 2 which is 4. And how it rotates, it just rotates in anti-clockwise direction, so it is a minus. Okay, it's upward, so it rotates the beam in anti-clockwise direction. Okay, so 0 is equal to, if you simplify this, here you will get 30 minus 4 VQ. Okay, so if I simplify this, it will be 4 VQ which is equal to 30 degree, and VQ will be equal to 7.5 when you divide 30 divided by 4. So in terms of kilonewton we get. So now just substitute this VQ value over the equation number 1, you shall get VV. So I'm substituting VQ in the equation number 1. Okay, so that VV plus 7.5 which is equal to 15. So VV is equal to, we get 15 minus 7.5, we just get again 7.5 kilonewton. Okay, so we have calculated this. So what are the unknowns can possible in the beam 1, we have calculated it. Then move to the next beam 2. Okay, so I will be noting it on another paper. Okay, fine. So here is the diagram, so I will be keeping here, right? So beam 2, considering the beam 2. So now when you're considering the beam 2, just apply the similar manner equilibrium condition at equilibrium condition. It is nothing but sum of vertical force is equal to 0, sum of horizontal force is equal to 0, and sum of moment is equal to 0, right? So now now what you can do is first start with sum of horizontal force is equal to 0. Apply it first. So the horizontal force here is uh, I can say only one horizontal force, ht. So 0 is equal to ht. So directly we got the answer for ht. Okay, only one horizontal force, so directly we got it. And sum of vertical force is equal to 0. If we apply it, vertical force we have number of it, so we know the force which is acting upward is a positive, downward is a negative. That means vp is a upward force, so 0 is equal to plus vp, and vq is a downward force, so it will be a negative sign vq. And this, yes, the force acting 45 kilonewton, which is a downward force, so it will be negative sign 45. And force acting on t, vt, which is acting upward, so it is a positive sign. Okay, okay. And then simplify it. What happens? VQ answer we have already found, am I right? VQ answer, where is it? VQ is 7.5 kilonewton, 7.5 kilonewton. So here we can just apply VP minus 7.5 kilonewton minus 45 plus VT, so that 0 is equal to VP plus VT. Here we will get the answer as minus 52.5. okay, just add it, you will get. So now just add it, you will get minus 52.5. okay, then just bring it to the equation format. Vp plus Vt, I just going to take it on the other side, so it will become 52.5, right? So I'm going to take this as equation number 2. Already the last part I have taken equation number 1, so it's a equation number 2. And next take the moment about t. Okay, moment about t. Sum of moment about t is equal to 0. See, always I used to take moment on the starting end. Am I right? The starting end I used to take, but here I said I gonna take moment about t, the other end, last end. So why? Because here when you come to the end t, we have two unknowns. So the moment when you are taking the moment, the force which are just acting on the same point will be 0 because of no perpendicular distance. Okay, so here two unknowns are there in the t, vt and ht. So if you apply in such areas, we can eliminate both of the unknowns, so that we shall find the other unknowns. Okay, so here what we going to do is I just going to take moment about t, right? Moment about t. So first, when I say I going to take moment about t, so vt and ht won't be participating in the moment because there is no perpendicular distance. Okay, right? So any other forces are not participating in this system. For that we shall draw the cross lines. If we draw the cross lines, if any just forces come into the line, then we can just eliminate. So here in this force, vt is just coming into the line, but in the horizontal line there is no force, so only ht and vt just not participating in the moment. Okay, fine. So just we shall take the moment, so that 0 which is equal to, and rest of the force like vp, vq and this 45 kilonewton is participating, right? So here vp into its perpendicular distance, that means 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1, 1 2 3 4. So p2 t is the perpendicular distance, so 4 Vp into 4. How it rotates? How it rotates? So our force here is the Tn, this end is a T, and the force is applied something like this. So it is rotating in which direction? It is rotating in the clockwise direction, so it is a positive one. When you come to the side VQ, there the force which is just directed in downwards. Okay, it is directed downwards, so I shall say it is rotating in the anti-clockwise direction. So minus VQ into its perpendicular distance. Okay, its perpendicular distance in the sense from this Q to this T, 1 2 3. So this is the perpendicular distance. And what about the next force? 45 kilonewton into its perpendicular distance. So its perpendicular distance about T is 1. And how it rotates? Just it acting downwards, right? So that it is rotating in anti-clockwise direction, so it is minus. Okay, fine. So now 4 Vp minus 3 Vq minus 45, right? So 4 Vp minus 3 Vq is equal to 45. So see, here already we have calculated this VQ value. The VQ answer we have taken it as 7.5. So just substitute here 4 Vp minus 3 into that 7.5 equal to 45, right? So that we get 4 Vp which is equal to 45 minus 3, 7.5. And if we divide it by 4, totally we will get Vp is equal to 16.875 kilonewton. Okay, after subtracting it, divide the term by 4 so that you will get this Vp answer. Okay, fine. What is next? What needs to be found? So this Vt value needs to be found, right? So Vt value can be easily found out. So for that, what we can do is just substitute this Vp in equation number 2. So just substituting, so that this equation number 2 will become Vp plus Vt, which is equal to 52.5. So Vp answer is here 16.875 plus Vt is equal to 52.5. So Vt is equal to 52.5 minus 16.875. So Vt answer will be 35.625 kilonewton. Okay, this is the answer, right? So we have found all the unknowns one by one. Okay, it is easy when you are having two kinds of beams, something like this. Take it separately and just put the equilibrium condition. Okay, one by one you can follow the equilibrium conditions. Some is now h, some is now v, and moment. At that time you will get the unknowns present in that particular beam. And one thing I have to say, always you have to prefer the beam which has less number of unknowns. Okay, when comparing with beam 1 and 2, actually this beam 1 has the less number of unknowns. Okay, if you are starting with beam 2, then it will be complicating. Okay, steps will be complicating. So always keep remember, either beam 1 and 2 we can follow, but how to choose the beam which having the minimum number of unknown force. Okay, I hope you understood and how to find the unknown force in the system. Thank you so much.